Happy morning, children. Welcome to online 8th standard science revision class. Today you are going to write your science exam, right? Do the revision sincerely, children, and produce it in your exam paper. All are requested to write your exam only in the unruled paper. Before writing in the unruled paper, draw the margin without fail. Draw lines between the answers, especially between the question answers. That will fetch you more mark. Neatness gives you more mark, children. So today is your science examination. Let us do the revision, children. I hope you have prepared well. We will revise and write the exam in the evening sincerely and faithfully. Okay. Now I hope you have thoroughly revised all the midterm portions very well. We will concentrate only on the new portions. For the after the midterm exam, what are all the lessons taught? No, those lesson question answers we are going to revise. Some important questions. Okay, the first question is, what is the relation between CGS? What is the relation between CGS and SI unit of density? Okay. The relation between the two units is 1000 kilogram per meter cube, that is equal to 1 gram per cc. 1000 kilogram per meter cube, which is equal to 1 gram per cc. Okay, children, do you understand what I said? Now the next question is, what happens when a ship enters a sea from river? What happens when a ship enters a sea from a river? Ships rise when they enter a sea or ocean from a river because seawater has greater density than fresh water. So ships rise when they enter a sea or ocean from a river because seawater has greater density. Okay, the density matters here. The greater density than the fresh water. You understood, children? Okay, now the detailed answers. Okay, detailed answers. How does a ship float? What is the water line of a ship? How does a ship float? What is the water line of a ship? Ships rise when they enter a sea or ocean from a river because seawater has greater density than fresh water. Ships also rise and sink deeper with changing temperature. The density of water decreases as the temperature increases. So, ships sink deeper in warm waters. This rise and fall in the level of water can be dangerous if a ship is loaded too heavily. This is why all ships have a water line painted around their hull. Hull is nothing but body. No ship is allowed to be loaded so heavily that the water line sinks below the surface of water. Okay, children. So this is a important detailed answer. Is it clear, children? Okay, now lesson 2 in biology. Lesson 2 in biology. In this lesson, short answers first. So, among the short answers, what is entomophily? What is entomophily? Give examples. Insect pollination is also known as entomophily. Insect pollination, that is pollination carried out by insects, is known as entomophily. examples for entomophily are jasmine, sunflower, fig and rafflesia are the examples for entomophily pollination method. Okay children. Okay, now the next question, what do you understand by the menstrual cycle? What do you understood by menstrual cycle? The whole process of ovulation, thickening of the uterine lining and menstruation is called a menstrual cycle. Okay, the whole process of ovulation, thickening of the uterine lining and menstruation is called menstrual cycle. It is usually a 28-day cycle. 28-day cycle. Okay. Now detailed answers. Describe the process of tissue culture. Describe the process of tissue culture. Tissue culture. Many plant tissues such as the growing ends of roots, shoots or buds, pieces of a leaf or even single cells have the inherent ability to give rise to a whole new plant when grown on a suitable growth or culture medium. Plant tissues are cultured on growth media containing various salts, nutrients, antibiotics and plant hormones in a sterile, that is germ-free environment in laboratories. This technique is known as tissue culture or micropropagation. The plant tissues used for culture are called explants. The explants are washed and sterilized before being used for culture. The cells from the explants are allowed to grow and multiply in a growth medium containing equal amounts of plant hormones called auxin and cytokinin. This growth medium causes the plant cells to divide and form a mass of undifferentiated cells called callus. This callus is then transferred to different growth media that promote differential growth of roots and shoots. The plantlets are then separated and allowed to grow further. The new plants are finally transplanted in gardens or fields. Tissue culture allows the rapid production of disease-free, high-quality plants in large numbers. By this method, disease-free plants can be produced from plants affected by viruses. Fruit plants, ornamental plants, and plants used in forestry are propagated by this method. Is it clear?